Parker Thune, Jesse Crittenden here with you at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium on this fine Saturday afternoon in Norman, America, Jesse, where we witnessed the Crimson Combine. And I think it is safe to say this is one of the events we've ever covered.
There were people here. There were people present.
There was an audience.
Football happened on the field. We can say that.
I'm really not sure what we take away from today, Jesse. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think there is a lot to take away, and I think that's partially by design because we know with some of the issues that have swirled around college football and created some pause regarding the entire concept of the spring game. Oklahoma decided last month, you know what, we're going to do away with the spring game in 2025. We're going to do the Crimson Combine instead. Now, I will say this, Jesse, if you have young kids, this was a great event to bring them to. Shout out to John Mateer, Oklahoma's starting quarterback, who signed an autograph for everybody in this place that wanted one. He stayed for over an hour to sign autographs at the end. So, if nothing else, Jesse, I guess we can sunshine pump about Oklahoma's new starting quarterback.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what today ended up being about, right? I mean, there was even a bounce house on the field, right? So I think it was more about trying to get fan engagement. And if there was anybody was coming here to see, it was John Mateer, right? And there was not only from a fan perspective, but I think from a kid perspective, he's the new starting quarterback for Oklahoma. So I think him staying behind to sign autographs like that, it's been a theme for him all year, not only just to come in and be the quarterback, but I think to embrace the tradition, embrace the program. And I think him staying, even though we had to wait a little bit longer post-game for him to come in, I think all of this stuff is important to him. And so, yeah, I don't know if we can take that much away from the football aspect of things, but from a program building or from a fan investment perspective, maybe that was something that came out of it.
You were in the press box. You had a bird's eye view of the entire experience. Were there any takeaways whatsoever as far as football is concerned?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a lot of it is stuff we've seen before, going to practice viewings and those kind of things. It was a little bit interesting to see some of the 7-on-7 and even some of the 11-on-11 stuff at the end, especially with some injuries on both sides of the ball. You got to see some guys at different spots. We saw Eddie Pierre-Louis on the offensive line getting some first-team reps. We saw on the defensive side of things, we saw guys like Reggie Powers getting some first-team reps. So I do think, even though there are some injuries that have made ways for young guys to kind of step up, those are going to be important guys come in the fall. You're going to need some of those second-year guys to really make a step up. So I think in addition to that, you saw John Mateer, get with some of these receivers. Obviously, Giovanni Gibson was out, but you got to see Deion Burks get in the mix. You got to see Elijah Thomas, and you got to see Manny Choice. You got to see some of those guys get in the mix. So again, I don't know if it's anything earth-shattering, but it was pretty cool in a slightly bigger than a normal practice environment to see some of those guys on the field.
I thought it was interesting to observe the second-team offensive line, Jesse, because we got an understanding of where Ryan Fojay and Michael Fasusi, the two prized freshmen, kind of fall in the pecking order. Both Fasusi and Fojay squarely on that second team. Fasusi at left tackle, Fojay at right guard.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, I mean, again, I think it's when you talk about first team, second team, there's not always going to be as much attention on the second team, but that's important too, because again, when you look at the struggles of this offensive line, what happened last year, the fact that they're dealing with some injuries this year, I mean, we didn't see Heath Ozaida, we didn't see Logan Howland. There are guys that are banged up on that offensive line, and then you bring in the fact that guys like Michael Fasusi and Ryan Fojay, those are really high ceiling guys that might need to come in and have an immediate impact right away. And I think I liked what I saw from them and from a second team perspective today, Parker.
A lot of praise from Brent Venables and some of the other coaches that we got the chance to talk to. From Michael Hawkins, who of course projects as your QB2, got thrown into the fire, got some starting experience for the Sooners last year as a true freshman, had a nice performance in the bowl game. I will say Cole Gonzalez, the Western Carolina transfer, he's a guy that Brent Venables really likes, and I really like him too after today. Oklahoma's definitely got something there. He looks like a guy that has played a ton of football, even if it's been at the FCS level.
Yeah, he does. He can sling it, and he's definitely not afraid to sling it. And that's one of those things that, even talking to Ben Arbuckle afterwards, he talked about one of the most important things for somebody like him as an offensive coordinator is to instill confidence in these guys. And he mentioned Cole Gonzalez too. So I think it's one of those things that sometimes it's about getting the most out of these guys. You watch a guy like Cole Gonzalez on the field, it's clear he can throw it, and it's clear that he wants to throw it.
All in all, folks, not a ton to take away from the first and perhaps only Crimson Combine. We have no idea what 2026 or beyond will hold, but definitely a unique experience here today at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. And now the drought begins. 3+ months of no football lie ahead until the Sooners kick off fall camp in August, in preparation for the 2025 season. In that time, we're going to have a ton of softball coverage over at OUinsider.com, a ton of baseball coverage, obviously a ton of football recruiting coverage. There were some big-time visitors in attendance for the Crimson Combine, so make no mistake, we are going to get you through the OU football drought at OUinsider.com. If you're not already a member, it's only going to run you a few bucks a month. Trust me, we'll make it worth your while. If you don't subscribe to this YouTube channel, go ahead, click that button. That's not going to cost you anything. You're not going to wind up on a mailing list, but that's a real easy way to stay up to date with everything that we're doing on a surface level. For Jesse Crittenden, I am Parker Thune. We will see you here again at the tail end of August when Oklahoma kicks off its 2025 season. Take care.